Daisy Collins of TsunamiRose.net, coming at you live from my craft room here in Las Vegas, Nevada, as I do Monday through Friday, you guys, bringing you junk journal content. So if that's what you're into, please do hit that subscribe button. I pretty much every single day, and I would love to have you here on my channel as the cool kids, right? Okay. So hi Beverly, what's up, girl? What I'm going to do today is going on to step 2. Technically step 2. Technically it's step 3 because step 1 was making this actual stitched up cover. But anyways, I'm not going to fight anybody over it. So basically I'm going to put the cover, I'm going to wrap the cover with the fabric material. So it's going to end up looking like this right here. This is our end goal. This is one of my other journals that is still in process. We are also going to be making the inside jacket, the inside cover basically, cover up our chipboard here, and that is what I end up sewing. That's what I end up gluing into the cover. That's what I end up sewing my signatures to. So tonight what we're going to do is get this cover wrapped in fabric and make this cover here. And then obviously the next step will have to be putting the signatures together, cutting them down to size, and then eventually sewing them onto the inside jacket, and then eventually sewing it into, gluing it into the cover eventually. Those are a couple of steps ahead, but that is what we're going to do. This is how I do my hidden spine. Hi, Jen. This is basically what my hidden spine technique is, which is actually borrowed and modified from Zoe Tofield. So you can check her out on her YouTube channel. She does this technique a little bit different in her own way, and I decided to do it differently. But the original technique is credit to her. So what I've decided the inside fabric is going to be, because it's a pink Christmas theme, I decided, I keep like scooting the camera up a little bit. Sorry, I guess I wasn't, where I was supposed to be. Okay, we're good. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay, so I decided that the inside fabric, since we are doing a pink Christmas, should be this fabric right here. I think it goes pretty well with the cover. Also, some of the fabric is in the actual cover. So I feel like this is a good contender for like a pink Christmas. Has red, has green, has black, has white, has gold. So it hits all the colors since I don't exactly have holiday fabric. And I went to Walmart today, of course, because I needed to buy my HeatnBond. I didn't see any holiday fabric. So still continuing on the theme of shabby chic pink Christmas, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to do my non-hot part of the process first, which would involve heating this up with HeatnBond, but I'm going to skip that part for now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the base of this junk journal, which I forgot I actually need to trim. So let me get my paper cutter. There's just a little sliver there that I cut differently. I'm really happy this fabric I got when I was brave enough to go out to thrift shops. I have to be brave again. Can I cut it here? No? Okay. Do I want to do it this way? No, I don't. Never mind. Not going to do it with this cutter. Going to do it the other way, which is essentially, I use my rotary cutter for things that are not fabric as well. Okay, so I got my rotary cutter. I got this. I have a lot of blades. I should probably put in a new one. There was just a small little sliver here that I cut differently. So I'm just trying to get it. It's the smallest sliver, and I probably shouldn't obsess about it. But I am. slivers that just bother me. But now we're good. Okay. Anyway, minor part of that. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to glue this to here. And I still need to cut some of this material off. But not in all parts. Actually, maybe just down here. It's a little crooked right here, but that's okay. Okay, so the glue I'm going to use is Turbo Tacky glue. Do I have a bad connection? It happens. It's choppy tonight. Huh. I hope not. I hope not, but it happens. Let's see. Are we still good? Sorry. I'm going to get the glue all over this. Of course, I need a new bottle. Uh-oh. Let's see. That wasn't me. I swear. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to get a new bottle. Well, I don't need it for anything but this part, but still. Let's see. Are we still here? Okay. I hate when it doesn't tell me until there's like a serious connection drop. Let's see. We're gonna have to get another bottle. I like to save the top part of it, so I can put it on the next bottle. Okay, let's spread this out and then I'll see if I need more glue. It's pixelated. Oh gosh. Get it together, YouTube. Get it together. It has been a while since I've had a really bad issue with my connection to internet, so I guess I'm due for problems. I guess. Oh no. Even if you refresh, it's still bad though. That has too much glue on there. Okay, I think we're good for now. The amount of glue, trying to get it on the edge to make sure. I don't mind about getting glue on this. It's fine. You could use a nice protector for it if you'd like. But it's all stuff in the background nobody will see. Let's get this done here. Oops. So I'm trying to get it all the way to the edge. And this glue is awesome for, like I'm saying, this is like one of my overall glues that I use for embellishments, to glue embellishments down, to make my cover. It's like the best glue. Okay. Now it's starting to just dry a little bit. That's okay. Okay, let me find this spot for this right here. Try and center it. Try is the key word here. Try. Okay. After I do that manually like that, I'll get my Bayer tool. I don't know why I feel so ridiculous. I can never. I'm gonna have to label this because I can't remember what it's called. Bayer, something like that. Okay. Okay, so I didn't end up adding too much glue, which is great. Sometimes it just like smushes all out. the edge. Just trying to make sure it all makes good contact, which is very important. Brayer. I swear, girl. I want to say Brayer, but then I'm like, is that the drug company, or is that the name of this tool? And I can never remember which one is which. Hang on, I need a little bit of a towel. Not that it matters, but I did put too much glue on the side that I said I was going to cut on. Not that I'm not going to add glue there eventually. I need to cut it just a little bit. You don't have to clean it up. I just need to cut it down so I don't want to get glue on my, I do not want to get glue on my rotary cutter. Okay, so I just want to straighten this up a little bit. Let's see. Make sure there's at least 1/2 inch to 1 inch ideally around the chipboard base. That's how much fabric we want to have. And I guess it's not too crooked there at that point. Out here. Okay. Okay. I didn't do the best job cutting this evenly. That's okay. Nothing really has to be even yet. There are a couple parts where it has to be even. Are we good? Sorry. I don't know what happened. And I don't know if it'll happen again. I don't know. Even a nice 3/4 inch, 3/4 inch border now, because I want it to be a little bit straighter. Not that it matters. It just visually bothers me. Over here, and this is why I make things a little bit bigger, because eventually I want to make it straight, and I need enough space. I need enough space to make that happen. Okay. Oops. Okay. So now that that's done, I need to tuck in the edges and such. So I will fold it in, give it a little bit of space so it's not right on the corner. Get my scissors here. That. I put it all the way to the edge, and then I'll push it back a little bit so it's not exactly right on the edge, because I need a little bit of space here. Okay, I'm excited to see this cover come alive. Here, right? Okay, sorry. Okay, so this right here. A little bit of space. Oh yeah, the way I was making junk journals like 3 years ago is so much different than the way I make them now. Oh, and what you need to do is the whole way it's going to want to bend. So the whole time you're going to want to try and fold it against the bend that it's trying to do. and it'll straighten itself out. Eventually, I do like to lay it under something flat and heavy. So that's what you want to cut out, and then you want to cut out right here where the folding lines are. We don't want to have fabric gathering right here and making everything bunched up. Hi, Patricia. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a V shape, not going entirely up to the chipboard. So you want to stop right before you get to the actual chipboard. The shape of it doesn't really matter what kind of triangle. Surprise me. Just a little triangle, does not go up to the chipboard. So like that. And you're going to do that on the other side, same thing. And again, this is to prevent fabric, because you're going to have fabric from on top and then fabric from the cover. And right here are the points where it tends to bunch up. So I started doing this, and it has worked out pretty well. Okay. Hang on. Okay. There it is. So now we have our journal cover all nice and notched. So this works separately from this right here, which works separately from this. So let me see if I can show you that on this journal right here. It just, again, it keeps fabric from bunching up right here in these corners very, very specifically to alleviate that. Okay. So let's glue all these edges in. And let me get kind of a protector though, because that's a lot of glue. I don't want that to get on my cutting board. So these are just pieces of HeatnBond here. Okay, and then sometimes I like to tape them together to make it like one piece almost. Like that. This is one of my ways that I like to reuse the back of the HeatnBond, which is for the next step, which I've already used also, but you're left with a bunch of the plastic. So this is what I decide to reuse it on. Okay. This is straight. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't look straight to me. Maybe my eyes are crooked. Maybe. Okay. Okay, so let's get the glue. Let's get the glue. Gotta put, this bottle's empty. This bottle's full. Let's switch them. Okay. So we gotta get a nice, decent amount. And I'm gonna do one side at a time. Here's my brush. Okay. You don't want this glue to dry out much for this step. So that's why I like to go one part at a time. Folding it in. You can also get out your brayer. Your brayer, and that'll help. And you want to make sure you keep it nice and tight up against the cover. You don't want it to be puffy or whatever. You want it to be nice and tight up against the cover. Okay, that looks good to me. Let's do this other side. Oh no! What happened? What glue are you using? I am using Turbo Tacky glue. I have the link. I got mine from Walmart just because whenever, I mean, I have gotten them from Amazon, but whenever I need it, like emergency, whenever I have a glue emergency, I go and grab it from Walmart. Like, I thought I had the link for that, but Turbo Tacky by Aleene. I believe they have it in all craft stores in Walmart, which is why I love it, because it's readily accessible. If I don't order it online on time, which happens with glue, then I can just go shop. And like I said, this is my, sorry, I almost cursed. I had glue on my cover. This glue is like my go-to glue. Because I use it for my cover, I'll use it for my embellishments, and pretty much it's good for heavy duty and light duty, which is why I love it. Let's get my little brayer tool here. Okay. Make sure we make good contact. Okay. Okay, so now you can see the book is starting to come to life, right? I love it. Do you always make the hidden spine? Yes, I do. Yes. Yeah, I pretty much do. This is like my go-to technique to making my journals, honestly. This is 99.9% of my. Sometimes I'll make, like I made these ones. I just found them to be a little bit better than the book for me. And sometimes I don't want to buy a ton of books, and I have a ton of cereal boxes. But sometimes I'll make little things like this, which is still, I mean, this is not a hidden spine. But I do always sew it in my sewing machine. It just makes me feel better, honestly. There's nothing superior about it. It's just like my little safety net, I guess. Okay. So let's glue these parts down here. You gotta make sure you get it here in the corner. Okay. And that right there should make a nice corner. Nice corner. I love it. I'm gonna make my towel. Just wipe this off here, and I can use it again. Just don't want to get any glue on my cover. I will freak out. No, seriously, I will freak out. Don't. Okay. And this will start to work a little bit too, but you just make sure it's wet now, so it's like a noodle. Just keep straightening it. Nothing wrong with knowing what you like. Yeah, I've gone through a lot to get to a comfortable spot. You know what I mean? So I can make everything kind of easy for myself. It makes my embellishments easy. It makes putting out digital pages for it easy, because with books, you know, it's cool. Nothing against books. I have done a couple books, which I do in the same fashion, basically. I just make the inside jacket and I put it, you know, inside the book. But it just makes my life easier if I make it this way. And I can make, if I do it this way instead of using a book, then I can make it the same size every time, which is something that I found with other books, with books to be like the less convenient, unless you buy like the whole series of something. Like the Reader's Digest books are great because they're all the same size. You know what I mean? And it's kind of hard to find that consistency in books. So I make it with cereal boxes. Because then I can make them all the same size. all the time, and I love that. I love it. And with this technique, they end up feeling like really thick books. So that's why I also love this technique. Okay, so this is coming up. Making a nice corner. I love it. I love it. Okay. Just pushing it in. It can be tight up against the edge. Right here. And I can go in with my roller, my brayer. Imagine when we run out of Reader's Digest books. They're always around, man. I like their materials. I don't like their stories. They're always around. They've always been around. I remember being a kid and seeing those books in thrift shops where I frequented as a child. My mom got me started so early on. I always went. I love it. Okay. So let's do this bottom part. You can let this journal rest for the night because it needs to dry. Oh, that looks so cute. That looks friggin' adorable. I love it so much. I love it. Oh, it's so cute. Okay. Okay, okay. Let's get this over here. Make sure you get the glue up in the edge here. Okay. Make a nice corner. Pushing up the fabric so that it hugs the book. Oops, wrong way. Whoops, don't do that. Oh my God, that could have been terrible. My cutting book. Not that it's not cut up already, but no. Okay, so this is helping me so much. Awesome. I'm glad you are finding it helpful. I have not done a short tutorial on this ever, really. I've just been going live ever since. So some people can't get into that format, which is cool. But I like to show literally every single step. And as you can see, that takes hours. Hours and hours and hours of loving craft time to get this done. For those YouTubers to make that 5-minute video, it takes hours and hours. Which is, I mean, sometimes in the past I would have thought, am I doing it wrong because I can't make 10 journals in one day? I just go at my own pace. Sometimes I feel like making 10 journals in a day, and sometimes I want to take my time with just one. And that's okay too. Everybody's doing their own thing. That's cool. Okay. So let's push this up here. All the way up. All the way up. Push, push, push. And sometimes pull. Push, push, push. That one had a little bit too much glue. Okay. Did you ever put on metal corners? Yeah, I do have metal corners. I do. Sometimes I don't like the ones I have. But I do have metal corners. That'd be a good addition to this cover. Thank you. Thank you for the suggestion. That is a good idea. Sometimes I forget that I have those. I need to use them up. Okay. Because I have some brass ones and they would look wonderful. Yeah, I could see that looking really cute. Okay, you guys. Here's that. Okay, so here's my covered book now. Oh, that looks so cute. That looks adorable. Again, like shabby chic Christmas without saying Christmas, screaming Christmas. You know what I mean? So that is how I make that cover. I was just curious, but they would be lovely. Yes. I do sometimes do it, and sometimes I forget. more than anything, I forget. Okay, so I'm setting the cover off to the side now. I am going to put my glue away. Get my silicone brush out the way. This out the way. Okay, so now we're on to the inside cover that we need to do. Right. So what I need to do actually is I need to cut it to the exact size. Well, not the exact size. I want it to be slightly smaller than this cover here. Slightly, like a 1/4 inch. A 1/4 inch. That's how close I want this to be the same size as this. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut it out. Make sure I stay away from the edge here. I don't want to cut my cover. Probably a bad idea. I mean, I could just cut it 8.5 tall. It's making me nervous because I don't want to cut that cover. I just made it, right? Okay, for reals. That is already a straight edge here on the fabric, so let's use that as a guide. And I want it to be 8.5 tall, so hang on. Let me just switch the way I'm looking at this. It has to be 8.5 tall. It needs to be smaller than 8.5 tall, but for now, I want it to be 8.5 tall. Oops. I want it to be 8.5 tall. 8.5 feet tall. 8.5 inches. Oh my God. Okay, so here's the half right here. 8.5. 8.5. Let me make sure I'm on the half and this is on the half. Okay. So the length is what? I don't even know. What's the length on this? Length is 13.5. Okay. 13.5. Okay. So now the inside, let's do it 18.5. What did I say? 13. Need to write stuff down. 13.5. Or I forget. 13.5. 13.5. Why does it now look like it's crooked? Okay. It has to be smaller than this, so that's okay. Fix it. We said 13.5. 13.5. It's right here. Okay. Okay, so now this is what we have to turn into paper now. That's the next process. So let me get this out the way or it will ruin. Let me turn on my iron. I need my iron for the next step. Set to the highest. I'm going to get out my ironing mat. I'm get all my other tools out the way because I'm going to deal with an iron. And that's crazy. I do like to let it dry closed like this overnight. So I'll like sandwich it between something so it stays closed. Okay, making sure everything that could possibly burn is away from my table. Let me go get my HeatnBond, which I'm going to go back today. So it's nice and fresh. Okay. Have you ever thought about making planner PDFs to put into the junk journals? That'd be a good idea. Elaine, I guess I'm having issues with the connection, so I apologize about that. And there's nothing I could possibly do. YouTube just does its thing. Beverly, I have thought about that. I actually have some templates. I just gotta get to it. Okay, so I'm going to use HeatnBond Lite. I get this from Walmart. And you can also get it from Amazon. This is the 5 yards. And it's like $8, I think. Because I want to... Anyway, so it's fine. Oh, see, Patricia wanted to say something. And then it's just thinking. It's just thinking. Oh, no. Why does it do this to me? It's not fair. It's not fair. Patricia's message won't even load for me. That's a bummer. Okay, so you want to, even if the inside cover is not exactly straight, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Oh my gosh, this connection. Just cut this to size here. Like butter. Okay. Okay, are we back? I am so sorry, you guys. So unprofessional, I know. Okay, so there we go. I went ahead and trimmed it. So I'm going to make sure and trim. And next, what I want to do is I'm going to get my iron over here. But what I need to do also is I need a little bit more of a protective barrier. So again, when you use HeatnBond, you will be left with when you use HeatnBond and it's 5 yards, you will be left with 5 yards of this material right here. And it's just a byproduct of this process. You'll be left with a bunch of this shiny on one side, papery on the other side material. And there's just no going around it. That's what you're left with. So what I try to do is I try to reuse them. Sometimes, like with this piece right here, edge, if you can see that, it's going to have that little edge. I don't want to get that edge of glue on my iron, and I don't want to get this edge of glue on my mat. So I use this shiny part. I let this shiny part right here catch the glue that is on this strip right here. So what I'm going to do, again, I'm left with 5 yards every time I buy a pack of this stuff. So I have to reuse it somehow. You can paint on it. You can glue on it. You can use it like to protect your surface. You can use it for this other step that you're going to need to eventually do again. So definitely reuse these, reuse the back of the HeatnBond. You will be left with a bunch of it. So again, use it as a protective surface. You can paint on it, glue on it. I use it basically to protect my surfaces in it. It just has, it helps to remove the guilt of throwing away 5 yards of whatever the heck this material is. It looks like it's plastic. So that doesn't make me feel very good. But anyways, I use it to protect the edges of my mat and my iron. So now that that is melted, now that that edge is melted and I'm not so much worried about that, you take it off. I think I went too far and I melted that. Oops. Oops, let me take this off. Oh, it's too hot. It's fine, it happens. Okay, so then I'll flip it around and you will be left with some glue on this part right here that you can take off with your finger. And then you can reuse it again. That is a great thing to do, so you can reuse it because you don't want that glue to melt again. So you get it off of here. Okay. So let's do this side right here with this line of glue. Again, you want to pick it up and move. You don't want to move it around. You want to pick it up, press down. Pick it up, press down. You can also just like keep adding pieces to protect your surface like this. Because right here, it has glue right there. So that way I can make sure it's all glued down. And I'm not going to get any of it on my mat like I did a second ago. Okay, so this should be nice and glued together. You'll see that the fabric starts having these like little dots on the HeatnBond. And that basically means that you've adhered your fabric to the glue. Okay. So I don't know if I mentioned, I forgot to mention, the HeatnBond has a shiny side and it has a dull paper-like side. You want to put the back side of the fabric on the shiny side of the HeatnBond. Okay, so now that we did that, it has to cool down a little bit because it's basically hot glue right now. I'll have this off our table. So this needs to cool down just a little bit. So I'm just going to move it off camera, just like waving it back and forth so that it cools down for the next step. Yes, Patricia, yes, exactly. You have to, otherwise I feel bad. Okay, so now what you're going to do, is this enough? I don't know. Okay, yeah, we're good. So this is the other piece of packing paper that I used for my cover the other day, and I'm going to use it again because there's some extra piece I can use here. What you want to do once it's cold, you can peel off the fabric from the HeatnBond. And this is where the HeatnBond waste comes from. Now you're left with a piece of fabric that has adhesive on it. And you're also left with this piece of plastic here to throw away or reuse. It's up to you. I need to find other ways to use it as well. Okay, so let me make sure that all my threads are off because I hate when I have threads. Hate it, hate it, hate it. Okay, come on, come on. Okay. I'm done obsessing about it now. Okay, so now we want to, the shiny part is going to go facing down on the paper. We want to glue the fabric to the paper. That is our end goal. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover that with some of the HeatnBond with the shiny side down. Sandwich basically the extra little bits of glue that might be along the sides to protect our iron. And at this point, you can move around the iron. You don't have to pick up and hold. pick up and place down, I should say, because it's no longer on a plastic backing. It's not going to move around like that. A little bit of glue there. Again, I'm using HeatnBond Lite for the inside part of the journal because you can iron on HeatnBond Lite, whereas it is not recommended. It does change the type of stitching you can do if you use HeatnBond Ultra Hold. You can iron on it. It's just not recommended at all. You could also fold this in half and use that. So that way you don't get glue on your iron. Which I've gotten glue on my iron and it comes off eventually. Okay. So now I want to cut this out right. Yes, I do. So I'm going to cut this out very carefully. Actually, I'll make it a little bit messy because I want to cut it with my rotary cutter. Which I know I shouldn't put on a hot surface, but I have to work. I think it still makes my table hot though. Okay, so let's cut this out because I do need it to be evenish. Let's just get right up against the fabric here. Just like get it locked into. And I think I'm gonna have to cut it down a little bit more because it's the same exact size as the cover. And I want it to be a 1/4 inch smaller than the cover. So now that I made that side even, I'm just gonna make all the sides even. So that way I can get going on the next step. Okay. Which is gonna be cutting it down just a little bit more than this. Was I that uneven on that side? Hang on, I'm trying to. Yep. No. Can't be that size because that's way too small. That is way too small. You just cut out the way it is. Sometimes, even if it's a little bit crooked, it'll still work. You can't really tell. Which I am not really about being like exactly perfect here. I'm really not. I'm okay with mistakes. And I'm okay with it not being exactly perfect. If you want to work on making it perfect, okay. That's cool too. No problem. I'm just showing my process. That's why I really don't call these tutorials. You can learn stuff from how I do things, but I'm not going to sit here and also tell you that I'm a tutorial. That's probably not true. Okay. Just trying to make sure. I haven't even cut that side off, so hang on. Hang on. 1 second. Apply glue to the paper. So that way I can sew on it because then I can sew on it basically. I sew my signatures into it. So I can only sew into paper. And if I sewed onto fabric, this would be all floppy. I think that would be a good answer. Yeah, I sew into it. That's why I want it to be paper, not fabric. because it just makes it a lot easier to work with, to make it the right size and such. Okay. Let's cut it to 8 1/4 where it's supposed to be. It's at 8 1/2 right now, and I need it to be smaller than that. So 8 1/4. And I'm going to double check with the cover just to make sure that that would be appropriate size to cut it at. And it would, because it's going to leave a little bit of space on top and below. So let's do that. Oh, it's past midnight into the AM hours, isn't it? For me, it's only 11. And I'm practically done. Practically done here. So that is the right height. I'm just going to double check because I need it. Yep. You see how I need it to be showing at the top? It's going to basically show 1/4 inch all the way around. Like that. Okay, so I need to make it shorter by 1/4 inch. And we said it was 13 1/2. So now it's not exactly even rectangle. Somehow my eyes are crooked, I think. Just a little bit. Just a little bit crooked. Okay, so 13 1/4. I'm not mad at myself. It's okay. It's okay. 1/4, just right here and right here. Okay. And 13 1/4. I was just taking off the extra. I was just taking off the extra. Okay. So let's see now. Oops. Okay. Okay, so we are good to cut it. And I'm going to cut it on this side because this is the side that's crooked. So perfect. Yeah, for this technique, you want a little bit edge around. Okay, so 13 1/4. Right here. Hang on. This needs to be, what is this? Okay. Now I can cut. Okay. So now, the jacket. Just make sure it's going to fit within the book with the 1/4 inch all the way around. You see that? You see that? That's how that works out. That's what I like to see. Just that perfect little peekaboo of the fabric all the way around. Okay, perfect. So now the last step before I log off, the last step is to stitch around the edge right here. I don't want the fabric to fray. And I just like the look. Also, I like how it looks. Oops. Oh, I hit my mouse. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and zigzag stitch all the way around the edge. Sorry, I can't get a better shot of this. I'm literally just zigzagging the edge like almost like a serge stitch. And I'm doing it with red thread because that's what I did for the cover. And I think I'm going to alter the stitch just a little bit. Just a little bit. Today I created a share your skills and gifting. Oh, that sounds interesting. Yes, Letitia, I know everybody's saying that. I'm so sorry. I have no explanation for that, to be honest with you. No explanation whatsoever. Is my iron still on? I swear. Not cool. Okay, let me get this going. Sorry about the quality drop, y'all. I can't explain it. I don't know what happened. They don't ask me if I want to have problems tonight or not. I don't ask. Okay, so on Monday, I'm going to come back and I'm going to start work on the signatures so we can get them ready to get sewn into the cover. Also, what I need to do is I need to do some junk journal flip-throughs this weekend. So I have some junk journals that I got done, and I need to list them up for sale if anybody's interested. So I'm going to probably come back on live and do those this weekend. That's my goal. Okay, so now we have our cover. Oops, I went way off. We have our cover for the book. Nice and sewn up. Nice edge around. Again, I picked this cover. It is found in the journal cover itself. And I'm doing a pink Christmas. And this fabric here just kind of hit all the notes for a shabby chic Christmas journal. Okay, you guys, I am all done. Exactly 1 hour. That took exactly 1 hour, which is what I always plan for these videos to go for. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you all learned something, and I apologize if the video is bad quality. I've also done these videos in the past, so if you want to go back and look through my list of videos, there's other videos that are probably in better quality, where I pretty much show the same thing, because this is just the technique that I use pretty much all the time to make my junk journals. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry about the bad quality, but what am I going to do? What am I going to do with y'all? Okay, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Doesn't the cover look nice? I am really loving it. I actually wanted to use this pink striped fabric, but it was just too sheer, and it showed gray on camera, so I wasn't really happy with that. But anyways, you guys, I hope y'all have a good day. I hope y'all have a good weekend. I believe today's Friday. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? Today Friday? Today's Thursday, y'all. Okay, cool. I'm over here like, hey, it's Friday. It's not Friday, girl. It's Thursday. So I'll be back tomorrow, and we'll get started. We'll get started on the pages for the inside. Anyways, y'all, I'll see y'all tomorrow, okay? Bye.